Hello, it is I'm So Cutie, and today we're going to be overlooking some of the top performing decks going into the third week of Set 8. Super exciting. I am going to be participating in the Glass City Showdown happening this next week after CCS, so I'm also very excited to see that. And for the people that are going to CCS or are going to Glass City as well, this is kind of just to see what you're going to expect and see the top performing decks. So let's get right into it. We're going to go from bottom to top. We're looking at the top 8, and this is actually the only 2 times we're going to see Sherna Dogs in this list. So this is the top 8 at Southside's Gaming, the pre-release. And here we have the New Lady, we have Piglet, we have Kit, and Big Lady. We do not see the Big Tramp, and we don't see either Big Tramp, the Set 7 Big Tramp or the Set 8 Big Tramp. We also don't have the 3-drop Lady. That is really good at being really aggressive. This is more like a mid-range build, setting up for like an OTK, like in the mid game, like with the ward setup, and then maybe just clearing. Like having the 4 Quirky is saying that you're gonna, wait to the end. So I don't actually understand why this Merfolk was in here, but this was a top 8 deck, so they must have performed really well and navigated the matchups really well. Um, I'd have to see what this guy was thinking, and there's probably a post somewhere. So Nathan Chartrand, top 8 in Southside Gaming. This was the very first week of Jafar. Going into our second Lady and Tramp deck, this one's a little bit more refined to what I think most people will be on with a couple of tech pieces. This was a top 8 at the encounter. I believe this was also the first week. So we have that new lady and we have the little lady, which is really good because this lady can quest for 3, right? But you would need a double tramp drop or another 1-drop and a tramp drop. So super good, super high potential, but this will always quest for 2 basically if you have a tramp. Um, and maybe not another character, right? Like, what if you can only go Lady and Tramp because you need a reserve ink or something? We do see the Big Tramp. We do see the Big Tramp. Super good setups. Does play the Chernobog. Does play the Lady. Definitely a lot more aggressive on the down low. The 4 Tamago. The tanky characters for the steel matchups. No Merfolks. I do like this list a lot. Super good top 8, but it does get beaten out by a lot of this. I think we do have the encounters first place and second place on this list, so we're going to go ahead and see that. We do have our first top 4. So this is actually Blurple, and there's a variation of this list further down in our review. So obviously we have the Crab, we have the Fox trying to control the mid game. We're looking to high roll for the Bell every time, looking for that huge hand advantage. Late game, if they're aggroing you, you hit the Monstro, hit the Hades for sharks, for big targets in blue-red. Like you're just a very strong deck when it comes to very high value single drops. And so anything red, you likely smoke. Any mid-range deck, you'll likely smoke every time. I love this. I don't think it's necessary to go Royal Guard. You are still a blue deck, and I understand this is here to kind of help with that early game, early game not getting hit by the Chernobog, but the Chernodogs and full aggro. But I mean, you have Bells, you have the Fox bounces, you have these rush characters, you have the damage transfer, you have the Monstro. Like as long as you drop a Bell and a Tipo to take out like 2 1-drops that they like trying to aggro you with, you'll get to Monstro and you'll clear the board. So I do like this a lot. I do like the other variation better. So let's keep going. We do have our first green steel second placer. I did actually see a Facebook post about this deck. It's kind of like a toolbox kit. We have that 1 Zeus, the 1 Hypno, the 1 Chip, the 1 Luis, the 1 Basil, and then obviously the 2 Horizon. You can't go anymore because of the brick. But I mean, standard green steel, super strong. I think there's a clip of this player actually hitting the Beyond the Horizon, or it's actually the first placer, but hitting the Beyond the Horizon into just a full discard and drawing 7. And yeah, it's pretty intense stuff. I like it though. You have the ability to go into tank. You have the ability, if you don't have the discard, to go into chip. I honestly don't like not having all the Hypno, but now you do have Beyond the Horizon, so it is a lot better. Personally, I don't like the Luis or the Basil. It could have been, the Coves. It could have been the Coves. It didn't have to be the Coves. I don't think Cove is as popular anymore because your discard is so much faster, you don't need the Diablo down most of the time, only to sing. So it's super interesting though. Pete rounds it out. I would just go for Pete, but I mean, this player got second at a huge event. Super good. Our first Ruby Amethyst. So obviously, um, it's a steel song. Ruby Amethyst always have trouble, but any combat deck, this Palace Guard is pretty insane. Super tanky. Deals with the Diablos, the crabs. I love the toolbox. I love the utility here. You have the shark to retrieve these cards. Magical maneuvers, amazing tech of one. The new Hades to draw. I mean, this deck is super solid. Ruby Amethyst will always be a contender for being a huge toolbox kit. And I mean, this player must have played it amazing. I think this was a 90 player tournament um, out of country, I believe. But yeah, it was pretty insane to see Ruby Amethyst. I do think that Ruby Amethyst and Green Steel will be, I think Green Steel will be like 30% of the field at all these tournaments, honestly. And I think that Ruby Amethyst and Amber Steel will probably be the 20%, and then a good 10% Blurple, and then sub 3% of everything else. So super cool. And I'm glad we get variety. I'm glad it's not like the top four is just all Green Steel mirrors. So that's good. Then we have a JDRR Blurple. This is going into our first place decks. Super consistent, 4 of everything, 60 cards. Love it. This one was a 4K enchanted. I think this one was a 50? I might be downplaying that. This might actually be like a 100 play tournament. It should be right here on the page. I think it was on this same tournament. No. Well, anyways, this one wasn't a pretty big tournament. It was one of the first ones that I pulled up. Super impressive, honestly. Um, yeah, just very, very impressive to navigate matchups. Uh, I love the Hades. Low on inkables. Your only uninkables here are are Hades and Genie. Super high value targets. Everything else is replaceable and just tech pieces based on the matchup. So this is a super good deck. And I do assume that we're going to see a lot of Blurple, but there definitely is going to be a big rift between the players that can correctly pilot it and people like Luca who just absolutely smack stuff down. So super good. Then we have this one was actually pretty good. This is the 286 player tournament. We have a green purple discard with the pull the lever combo. I don't know how often it was inked. I have not seen VOD. I do want to see VOD of all these tournaments if there is VOD anywhere. It calls me super interesting. The 3-3 split, amazing. I do have a deck profile out on my page that goes exactly why you're playing the 3-3, maybe even 2 John, maybe 3 John. Like all these ratios make sense to me. These are amazing tech choices. He's just basically swapping these out for Hypnos and the maybe like the Lucifer techs and the one of techs and things like that. These are amazing cards. Absolutely help you control the board when it comes to really, really high drops that you just cannot get rid of. Like just raw Sisus, raw Hades, raw Shark, things that you don't want to like suicide a bunch of stuff into, you just want to play pull the lever, you want to play wrong lever, you're going to draw a bunch of cards, you're going to make them discard. Super, super good. I'm a huge fan of green purple discard. I am not good at it at all though, so super cool to see. A huge winner. I would love to see how this person piloted the deck, but I do want to know what he calls me and how often this was inked. But everything else, I mean, amazing. If anything, if I was building the deck, one less, one more Quirky, one more wrong lever, one more Diablo, just for consistency's sake. Yeah, but super good, super good. So we do have the South Side. I think this is the one that got on stream that like blew it up. Obviously, people knew that Beyond the Horizon and Prince John was going to be the OTK, right? Pluto, amazingly oppressive, good tech piece, beast, secondary draw engine, muses for the mirror, absolutely. A lot of the green steel lists do not run the muses, and Muses just shut stuff down. It's so good, so fast. People don't run the double singing Ursula. You're still a control deck. This is like a full mid-range like tempo deck. And obviously if you roll the nuts, you're rolling the nuts to fully discard and then, play it, your typical discard. But if you don't find Johnny, don't find Diablo, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you're on 1, 2, 3, 4. You're playing 2 or 3 separate lines to get tempo in the game. You're absolutely powerful. I mean, this deck is so good. Find and flatten them for the Maurice workshops so like recur all their whole hand just by finding one item. Yeah, I mean, super good. I think like I said, I think green steel will be 33% of the play field. I think green steel will probably win CCS. I think so. If green steel does not win CCS, it has to be like red blue items or ruby amethyst, simply because of card draw and like survivability into Diablo and like hard banishing. I think Amber Steel is too slow, and Shernadog is removable by Muse's Tex. Super good though. I mean, we're gonna see this all everywhere. So if you're going to CCS or Glass City, I 100% think that this is gonna be one of the big contenders for most played decks. So am I gonna play it? I don't know. Then we have Amber Steel at a Gem 10 ELSA tournament. I think this one was about 90 people, 60, 70 people. Super cookie cutter, Rhino, amazing in the mirror. I've tested this card myself. Super oppressive, plus the turtle. Like, you are not getting shut down on this board. Naveen at 4 is definitely pretty good. I think the mulligan in this deck specifically is pretty challenging because of tech pieces that you might draw into. But I do enjoy this 444, the Whole New World. It definitely nullifies discard and stuff like that. Whole New World is one of those cards that definitely nullifies discard, so super good. And then another green steel. This is the Reno. This is the one that was out of country, I believe, and a good 100 plus players. Again, this one is way more cookie cutter than the other ones with tech pieces. Ursula, Mises at 2, Morph at 4, no one drop, have the Cove, have the Beyond Tech. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to say about this one. Nothing I could really say is bad or good. Maybe one less Bruno for maybe just a tech piece. Again, it's just for consistency's sake. I mean, you high roll, and you know how to play a curve if you don't high roll. And yeah, I mean, um, Green Steel is still a deck that you need some competence to run correctly. Discard is a super high value um, resource game. You're not just playing chill, chill, chill. So yeah, super good. We do have a Norway Open 2025 item blue red. I am a fan. I used to play Hiram, set 5, 6. And yeah, I do like it. I don't like it now. Obviously, it's just too high roll. Like, what is this? Like 1, 1, 1, 1. Like, if you have Tipo, you're gonna have to ink something. What do you ink? You're playing on Fishbone. I don't understand the math of the deck enough to be like completely confident. You're obviously all in on the Sisu wipes, no B prep. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, this player must have been really good. Must have been really good. I mean, this deck is crazy. Yeah, yeah. I don't like this though. I don't like the split, and then I don't like this split either. Yeah, yeah, but still, I mean, obviously it performed amazing. So, and on the last deck, Ruby Amethyst at first place. I feel like I'm rooting for Ruby Amethyst this set. I think it has the potential to be incredibly strong. It's kind of like Blurple, but the removal aspect is just a lot stronger, right? Red is just a lot stronger at doing things um, correctly, and they have the tempo of purple. I think it all depends on the pilot. I do think that Ruby Amethyst is really good. Obviously, this is a straight evasive build, and yeah, it's super, super, super impressive. Yeah, and I hope that Ruby Amethyst makes a good appearance, hopefully by a pro to get some good publicity at some of these upcoming events. But that was a quick breakdown of a lot of the big topping decks these last 2 weeks of Reign of Jafar. And if you're going to CCS, if you're going to Glass City, if you're going to Kentucky, if you're going to any of these big tournaments, all around the country at the moment, or out of country, some big Ravensburger tournaments, like this is what you're going to expect. Yeah, and good luck to everybody who's competing.